Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Hour number 2 of the line right here on Talk 99.5. Talk995.com, Andrew Mclain, who.com. Have y'all been to that website? Have you? You should really check it out, especially on a day like today, as we have Over the Line podcast tonight. That's right.
Ooh, over the line.
Did you remember we have a podcast tonight?
Of course.
Okay. Just making sure.
What do you call me, stupid?
No, just forgetful.
I know, but you know what? The more you say that, the more it reinforces in my brain. Don't you know I look up to you?
Do you really?
I look up to you like an old crazy uncle that lives in the basement.
I think the roles are reversed on that one.
Well, now you wouldn't want to look up to an old crazy uncle that lives in the basement.
I live in the basement and you live on the couch upstairs.
Yes.
So we got a show tonight. We would really love for y'all to hang out with us, man. We have a good time.
It's fun. I mean, it's darn fun.
I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Don't say that. Oh, my gosh.
What?
I don't know what we're going to talk about. We might show up. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't have the show prepared yet.
Yes, you do. You know why? It's right here. You just have to reach in and you have to just relax and you start grabbing and it starts coming to you.
Well, that's
It's a creative process.
I'm going to do that before the show. I'm going to have a show ready. I'm just saying right now, I'm worried about this show.
And may I say something? You are, and this is no lie, and I'm putting Russ and D in the mix as well. You are the most prepared host I've ever worked with.
Really?
Yes, because you always have sound clips and things available. Even if you don't play them, you've got them available.
Oh, I do so much prep that I don't never even get to every day.
Yeah, but the great thing is you can pick and choose.
I think it's because I ramble is the reason I don't get to them.
Well, there was a song written about you, Ramblin' Man.
Ramble on.
Lord, he was born a rambling man.
Let's see. Sean says, just looking through the text line real quick. Sean says the towel forgets and resets itself 24 hours later. God rule. Dixon and Vining had the story when JB filled in. Oh, that must be talking about the horse thing.
That's what it was. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. I was just
You were wrong about who talked about it. It was the morning show.
Yeah, but we did talk about it, and you said that we didn't on the radio.
We didn't.
No, but on the radio we did.
No, we didn't.
We meaning Talk 99.5.
Michael says, look up the Australian emu. What's the commercial? What's it called? The emu commercial?
Oh, and Doug.
Yes.
Oh, I'm with him.
Limu, is it Limu?
Emu, and Doug.
Emu.
You know, that's just funny to me.
He said, look up the Australian Emu Wars from back in the day.
Wars.
Slower Mower says, release the emu army on your enemies while blasting David Allen Coe. Be a man.
Oh, man, that's good.
That was a pretty manly thing that we did back then. Walter says, JB, sounds like a yeast problem, cause lotion makes it worse.
It's not a yeast problem. Look, I love my dad, but I inherited skin issues.
So you're not baking bread down there?
No. It gets red and angry, and it can flake.
Looks
Very
like
painful.
a little mad emoji.
Why in
down there.
God's name are we talking about it again?
Looks like two little mad face emojis down there.
No, just stop. Other people are suffering from it out there, and you're making them feel bad.
Tony says that penalty. Wait, back it up.
Back it up.
There's a BJ's in Huntsville, right on 565 in Madison County. Oh, I didn't know we had a BJ's in Alabama.
So it is a grocery store, right?
Yeah, it's like a wholesale place.
Just want to make sure that the one that we have is.
Yeah. Bubba Rumble, customers expect to get blowback at a place called BJ's, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh.
Michelle, I think there's a BJ's in Huntsville. Yep. And they are building one off 565.
I don't know if I want to go now.
Joe Daddy says, John Bird, don't forget me and the Toyota Lexus mechanic hookup. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have, but the days you gave me were wrong. I'm having to go through all of the text. So I spent 7 hours last night. But
going through the text for what? To find Joe Daddy's text?
Oh, no, he called. Now I got to go through the shows.
All you got to do, no, he's just saying that he can help you out on getting your car worked on.
No, but there was some, Joe Daddy wanted to know his name as well.
Whose name?
The Toyota mechanic.
Oh, I thought he was saying he was the mechanic.
Yeah, no, because he's got a Toyota Highlander.
Oh, well, listen, if you're the mechanic that said something, then y'all just text in.
The power of radio.
Or call in and tell Bird what your name is. Richard the Cop says it's herpes.
No, it's not.
Rick says, John, try some emu oil on it.
There is a brand called that, but for gosh sake, stop reading the text line.
Justin says, some people are trying to eat lunch. Not anymore.
Oh, my gosh. I know it. You know what? Let's hope there's so much going on. Trump is over there, NATO, and I mean, there's so much going on.
David says, don't know if anybody's already sent it to you, but they're also supposed to be building a BJ store on Valley Dale and Highway 280 right there in front of where the Winn-Dixie used to be.
Really? I'm going to check that out on the way home.
Do you have to have a membership to go to BJ's like you do at Costco?
I don't know, but Costco's hard to beat.
Yeah. Oh, Costco's real hard to beat. I went there last night, actually, after work.
You know what?
I went home and then went back.
You know what? Before the podcast, talk to me a little bit. I want to go ahead and get a membership there.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what to do.
Okay.
I went last night. So you can go and you can buy 2 of the pre-made meals. And that sets me and Trish up for the week at least.
Mm-hmm.
So last night I got this. It's like a kit for chicken and steak fajitas, and it was so good. And then also stuffed peppers. They come 6 in a pack. They're so good.
Yeah, but yours are better.
Well, I mean, maybe they are, but
no, they are.
Cornstarch them boys for a week and give us an update, says Kenny. Donna says, hey, I've been out of town and just got back. Why is the station so staticky on my radio? We had damage to the tower a couple weeks ago.
But this is getting ridiculous. I'm going to be honest.
Well, they're working on it. I asked Dixon about it this morning, and he said that apparently the damage was more extensive than they first anticipated. So they are, I don't know if they're trying to get some parts in for it or what they're doing.
Well, I know working is slow going because you have to climb the tower. There's nothing that'll raise up that high.
Who climbs the tower? Is it Crank? Does Crank climb the tower?
No, Crank is in charge of climbing the tower. Actually, there are people that it's their job, and they make buku money because –
Wait, it's not people that work here.
Oh no. They're
we don't have enough.
They're
people.
nationwide.
Okay, so we contract a group.
Right, and they're special climbers. However, occasionally, one of them will fall. Can you imagine being like 8,000 feet in the air?
Oh, you ain't gonna make it. You're done for.
Well, and usually you'll hit part of the tower before you.
So maybe it'll knock you unconscious before you hit the ground.
Well, might take your head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty rough going, but can you imagine the view up there?
Jeff says it's him piece. I don't know if he misspelled herpes or him piece.
No, it's
not herpes. It's him piece. It's for guys.
Yeah. Now there is a herpes simplex, which is basically a fever sore.
Yeah. Which a lot of people get.
Yeah, but not me.
I don't think I've ever had one either.
Well, once you get it, you got it forever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't stay on your lip though.
No, it comes and goes. Yeah.
Does it happen a lot? Does it happen all the time?
No. But you can usually I've got a couple of friends who've got it, and they say you can usually start feel a tingling, and there's just stuff that you can put on beforehand that keeps it from getting too bad.
Oh. Okay. little medical discussion.
But the good
there.
thing is, you and Trish don't have it. So when you're kissing and stuff, you'll be fine.
Why do they not have a cure for that? Wouldn't that be like? I mean, it's 2026.
Yeah, but I mean, they still don't have a cure for cancer. Let's put, ALS.
I mean, we're pretty medically advanced. Wouldn't you have a cure for? I mean, there's even like semi cures for like AIDS and stuff. I mean, at least back in the day, like if you got AIDS, you were just gonna die, and now people live with AIDS all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's down on the list. Maybe a couple of guys are working on it in their basement or something. But I don't think the funding is there. Personally.
Anyway, that's herpes talk for the day. David says, yeah, it's going to be a membership club talking about the BJs. Justin, Sam sucks. Some would say it blows. They should rename it to BJ's. Yeah, I agree. I don't like Sam's. Sam's has got one good thing, and that's their beer battered cod that's in their frozen section. But outside of that, I mean, Sam's is a little, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a little musty. It's like Walmart is all it is. It's like a Walmart.
Yeah, and when it first came out back in the day, because I had a membership, it was really good. But then it started to let it go.
That's where everybody buys their pineapples, though, for their pineapple Kool-Aid gimmick. Has that died off, or are people still doing that? I hadn't been seeing it lately.
I guess they're still doing it.
Let's see. Craig says it's not the fall that kills you; it's the sudden stop at the bottom.
Ouch.
Walter says there are no 7,000-foot towers. Did you say it was 7,000 foot?
No, it said 700.
Oh.
Gosh, why don't you folks listen? No, I said 7. I said 7,000.
Boomer says the transmission equipment is so old they can't get parts, so the transmitter engineers are scouting the antique shops. So maybe Trish can find it for them.
Yeah, put her in charge of the project.
Let's see. What else? The word for Sam's is dumpy, says Walter. I think that's a good word for it.
Yeah.
Dumpy. Darren says if they release a cure, they couldn't sell you all their crap. I guess treatment stuff and whatever else.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that's the way it goes in most, medical realms. They're not in the business of curing. They're just in the business of treating because they want you to treat it long term because they want a lifelong customer. I mean, wouldn't that be the business model for every business owner? Do what you can to get a lifelong customer?
Yeah, but it would be disgusting to think that they have a possible cure for cancer and they're just
sitting on it.
I
think they probably do, honestly. I think pharmaceutical companies, even though we've made such great advances and so many people have been saved, it's that, and it's also the bureaucracy and the red tape that has kept people from getting the stuff that they need.
Yep.
Thank God Donald Trump signed the right to try bill that has given people like Will Roberts.
Yeah,
Will Roberts.
Every night I pray for him. I'm subscribed to his mom and also Rick Carley.
Yeah, he posts a lot about him.
Yeah, so sad. He's gone through so much.
The treatments that he's currently doing, I assume they're still out in California.
Mm-hmm, they are.
Was part of that right to try stuff, and Dr. Oz and RFK Jr. got involved to make sure he could get out there and get the treatments he needed. And they said, I saw a post from her yesterday, said that the tumors were dying off, but his body was not able to get the dead cells out, and so that was causing a lot of complications. And his liver numbers are super high, and he's got
blood. A split. He's got a crack in his spine.
Yeah, he's got a broken back, and it's it's a whole.
Everybody
thing.
out there pray. This is this is garnering some serious attention that hopefully will really bring some bring some attention to what he's going through.
For sure. For sure, for sure. All right, 205-545-9950, Noto Roofing, bringing you this part of the show, NOTOroofing.com, NOTOroofing.com. My people over there at Noto Roofing, man, and my buddy Chris and Sammy and Matt. Man, I'm so bummed out I didn't get to hang out with Chris while I was in Biloxi. He was there, too, at the same freaking time, and I didn't know until it was too late. I should have hit him up. I'm never going to go on vacation again without telling Chris I'm going. Because it was
You
like,
guys just
dude,
go together.
we could have had a beer on the beach, bro. I could have brought him into my hotel with the rooftop patio that we had, and we could have hung out and partied and everything else. But it's okay. He was down there with his family, so I didn't need to interrupt that anyway. But they're good people, man. They're just good people. You know, if I'm willing to hang out with them, they got to be good people, right? So Chris may be the one to come out there and inspect your roof. Or they may have one of their other guys do it. I don't know. I don't know how that breaks down, but no matter who they send out there, they're going to take care of you. It's just a free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up. If you got problems, big or small, they'll fill you in, and then you can decide what you want to do. They're not going to be mad if you don't want to get it fixed right now or whatever. Just get it inspected. Knowledge is power. You need to know if you got any issues going on. And if you do, they'll help you file the insurance claim and everything else. These guys are great. 205-848-2299. That's 848-2299 and online, notoroofing.com. All right, one more, and then I'm moving on. This is medical talk, by the way. Kelly says, JB sent you a message on Messenger about your issue. It's very common, even with men, but you need to be checked out just in case you're a diabetic.
No, I have been.
You're not diabetic.
No, no. Actually, I'm in surprisingly good health for a man my age.
Mm.
But it's something I have had since I was 17. So this is stuff I've struggled with all my life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, it's genetic. I got
Well,
it from my dad.
I mean, if you don't want to talk to Kelly, just say that.
What do you mean?
She sent you a message about it, and you basically said you don't want to talk to her.
Oh, she wants to talk to me. Okay, I'll talk to her. Yes, I will.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly, look for a text from me soon.
She's probably married, John Bird.
Dang it. Well, she's scared away by my skin disease anyway.
Man, I had a story from AL.com, and it was headlined "Slime, Grime, Mold Shutdown: Jefferson County's Worst June 2026 Health Inspection Scores," and it went through all the restaurants in Jefferson County that had bad scores, and some of them got shut down. And I was going to tell you what some of those restaurants were, but they put a paywall on it since last time I looked at it.
People aren't going to...
Yeah, dude. Come on, AL.com. Let's see if I can
advertisers.
Read article for free. Surely I can... isn't there a website where you can get the article behind a paywall for free?
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a website that will go and basically repost articles that are behind paywalls. Here's one. June 2026, 16 local food establishments failed satisfactory compliance. Hotspot on Denison Avenue Southwest in Birmingham scored the lowest with a 53.
Oh, dang.
Forcing an immediate closure. Inspectors discovered mold in a slushy nozzle, improper sauce storage, and cross-contamination risks.
Oh, gosh.
It's pretty bad.
That's natty.
Among the infractions cited by county health inspectors were pest, food out of temperature, improperly cooked or expired, unwashed hands, poorly washed dishes and equipment, among others.
Gosh.
That's gross, man. That is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
So. Let's talk about Graham Plattner next. How does that sound? 205-545-9950. And remember, if you're getting static on your radio, download the app. All y'all got phones. Every single one of y'all out here got phones. There may be one or two of y'all living off the grid. I get it. Or there may be a handful of y'all with flip phones or burner phones or whatever. But most of y'all, the vast majority of y'all, got smartphones. All right? And I want you to go to your app store, download the Talk 99.5 app, and you can not only listen to us there, but you can watch us right there on the app. It's the first thing you see when you pull up the app is the live feed, which is on from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. It's Breaking Bread. Breaking Bread's on YouTube as well, isn't it? At least when they're in studio. So y'all hook that up. Hook it up. Hook it up. Hook it up. Everybody should have the app downloaded. No excuses. So Graham Plattner. All right, John Bird, you've followed this as well.
Yes, I have.
And he's had a lot of issues. He's had obviously the big one that people have noted, the Nazi tattoo. And I think the reason that got so much attention is because of the sheer hypocrisy of it. The fact that he's a communist, a socialist, the weird Reddit post where he talked about getting turned on by penis drawings in porta potties and the smell of the porta potty giving a feeling of nostalgia, where he wanted to polish the banister and just weird stuff. Well, now we've got a new one. And apparently with all of that, it's finally the final straw for the Democrats. And I want to get into the details of this latest scandal. First, I want to mention there is a building and I don't know what building this is, in New York City that is apparently on the verge of collapsing. They're saying columns are buckling and bricks are falling from this unstable building in the middle of New York City. And you can imagine the chaos that would cause if this building collapses. Mom Dami's actually with the fire department right now speaking live. Can we go to that for just a second? Here's Mom Donnie.
Of those who are on the ground. Now I want to thank the many government agencies who have worked closely with one another this morning to protect the people of the city. FDNY coordinated with NYSM. NYPD officers are keeping traffic moving and helping to keep New Yorkers out of the frozen zones. DOB inspectors and engineers are managing an incredibly complex situation. On behalf of New York City, thank you. Now I will pass it over to our Fire Commissioner, Lillian Bonsignore.
Thank you. Good afternoon. At 7:57 this morning, the FDNY received a 911 call for 235 East 42nd Street. The report was for bricks falling from the upper floors. Our units arrived very quickly and did an assessment. At this moment, we have 150 fire and EMS personnel on scene, over 50 units. Upon arrival, there was an assessment done and the building was determined to be unstable. So we started evacuations of the building and the surrounding areas, establishing a collapse zone. I'm going to turn this over to Chief of Department John Esposito to talk a little bit more about the actual operations here.
Okay, we don't have to get into the weeds on that. I thought they were going to tell us about, the building or what possibly caused it, or is it just old, poorly built? Yeah, Mom Donnie's not had a good run at it so far, which I got some stuff to say about him, but since that was breaking, I figured we'd go to that real quick. But let me go back to Graham Plattner. If you want to get in, 205-545-9950. There is now, and this is not the first female to say this, to say that Graham Plattner was aggressive with her, like former girlfriends or hookups or whatever. This latest one is downright accusing Graham Plattner of rape. And she was on with Jake Tapper, and pretty much said those words. Listen to this.
Did Graham Plattner rape you?
By definition, yes. Absolutely.
Because he had non-consensual sex with you.
Yeah.
Forced himself on you.
Mm-hmm.
Even after you had told him no and fought him off.
Yeah. He violated multiple layers of consent that night.
And this guy is, okay, first of all, this should not be surprising to anyone with what we have come to know about Graham Plattner. But apparently it's now a big deal. She goes on to talk about how this particular instance, which is what's getting the attention, explaining how it all happened, that they were texting back and forth, and he was wanting to come over or whatever, and she's like, no, I don't want you to come over, and he's just, he's being very pushy, and she finally just tells him, no, I don't want you to come over. So instead of just taking no for an answer, apparently that's not Graham Plattner's thing, he ends up breaking into her home while she's there. And then, according to her, this is what happened.
So he had kind of like jumped on top of me and indicated that he had intentions that were sexual in nature. And I remember just at first being like, hey, I'm not into this. Like, I'm not in the mood. Like, don't, whatever. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, I feel like I've said this enough times. Like, he's not listening to me or he's not hearing me. And I looked at him and I remember this very specific look in his eyes. And I could smell alcohol and I was like, this is different. He is heavily intoxicated. Like, and that blank stare was kind of like a photographic memory that I still have of that night.
Imagine the trauma that she's got to go through.
Jeez. Okay, they got to press charges.
I mean, this is... So then, and that's not even the craziest part. The next day, so apparently he doesn't even leave. He does all that, then stays the night there, and whatever that means, she lets him stay or whatever the case. Stays there, and then wakes up and acts like nothing ever happens.
In the morning, he woke up and he went to go put his arm around me. And so I remember taking his arm and throwing it back at him. And I said, are you serious, Graham? And he's like, what? And I'm like, do you not remember what happened last night? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay, I need you to get dressed and leave and never talk to me again. Like, nothing that happened was okay. And he did. He just got up and got dressed and left and didn't seem concerned.
He didn't ask you.
He didn't ask me a single question.
She's like, no big deal. Which tells me, and she's doing this interview with Jake Tapper on CNN, which is a surprising aspect of this. Him acting as if it was NBD the next day tells me that this is something that he just does. Like, this is his thing. And because of that, like, how many other girls out there are there? And then, anyway, in the interview, Jake Tapper asked the uncomfortable question that we all know is in the back of Democrat minds all across the country, because power is much more important to them than, a rape here or there. He says to her, there's going to be Democrats out there that, while they don't condone this, they are going to vote for Graham Plattner anyway, because they want the Democrats to take back the Senate. Listen to her response.
But just to underline the point, you're not coming forward because you have any political motivation.
No, not at all. That was actually one of the huge reasons that I didn't come forward and still struggled. Like, that was a huge moral conflict to feel like...
Because you'd like a Democrat to be in the Senate.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the things that he speaks about. They're important.
There are going to be Democrats who say, I believe you, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for him anyway because we need a progressive voice in the United States Senate. Are you going to be okay with that? Are you going to be able to handle that? I'm not saying it's the right answer or the right response, but
No, I have friends who feel that way, and that's been a hard pill to swallow.
That is a sneak peek into the minds of Democrats. Okay? That
Sick.
they are willing to say, I believe that you were assaulted, but I'm still voting for this guy. So much so that even her personal friends, have told her, that's an awful thing to happen to you, but I'm such an ideologue and I'm so dug into progressive politics and socialism and everything else that I am still going to vote for this guy. That, yeah, hate it for you, cause hate that happened to you. Hope you're able to get over it. Maybe try some therapy. But I got to vote for this guy. We can't vote Republican. We got to vote for Graham Plattner. That's pretty damn sick. Not even a, hey, I'm not voting at all. It's a, I'm still going to vote for Graham Plattner. I'm still going to vote for this disgusting pig that literally assaulted my friend. And then just the cherry on top, in case you want to hear it, this is Graham Plattner's response to the allegations.
I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me. Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false. Over the last 10 months, I have been deeply humbled by the faith Mainers have put in me. You have welcomed me into your homes, into your places of work, into your restaurants, into your houses of worship. You have shown that a different kind of politics, one that puts the interests of people over corporations, is not just possible, but is inevitable. This movement we have built, the largest volunteer base in the history of Maine politics, the hundreds of thousands of grassroots donors, and the supporters across the ideological spectrum, we were united in a love of Maine, a belief that our politics must change, and a focus on defeating Susan Collins. So, regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful of the political reality it will inflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward for the state that I love, the people that I love, the movement I belong to, and the goal of defeating Susan Collins. Those were the goals when we launched this campaign, and they remain my goals today. On June 9th, 154,058 Mainers, the most in primary history, voted to reject a broken politics beholden to Washington and the donor class. They voted for hope, for change, to take back our economy, to take back our power, and to take back our Senate seat. Throughout it all, you never turned your back on me, and I will not turn my back on you now. Every one of you deserves to see that vision come to fruition and see Susan Collins defeated, and we will use every tool at our disposal to do so. As Maine goes, so goes the nation.
Interesting aspect to this is the fact that he got the most votes of any Democrat in Maine primary history. And maybe ask yourself, why is that? Well, probably one, because the Democrat Party rigs their primaries. But is it worth looking into the shenanigans that are likely going on in Maine's elections? So here he is, accused yet again of doing something disgusting. As Al Green would say, dastardly deeds done and dastardly deeds whatever this. I remember when he was calling for Trump's impeachment that last time. Impeach the president for dastardly deeds done dirt cheap. Or whatever it was.
Little AC/DC for you.
So this guy is now in a position to where all the people who have all along through all the different things have supported him and endorsed him, those people are now starting to peel off in the Democrat Party. Why? Because they only have a few days. I think the day is July the 13th. If they don't take him off the ballot by July 13th, they're stuck with him. So he's got like, whatever, 5 or 6 days before they got to ride it out with Graham Plattner in Maine against Susan Collins. And so, listen, Susan Collins sucks. She's the Republican, but she sucks. I'd rather have anybody else besides her. But she continues to figure out how to win somehow, some way. But all the people that had endorsed Graham Plattner in the past are now, Ro Khanna, for instance, on Twitter. I've been very clear that sexual assault or violence against women is a red line. These allegations are serious and credible. Graham Plattner should drop out from the race. I am withdrawing my endorsement. Ruben Gallego. The allegations against Graham Plattner are troubling and deeply serious. I am rescinding my endorsement. Gallego, by the way, good buddies with Eric Swalwell, so I don't believe that as far as I can throw him. And a statement from the Maine Democrat Party leadership. They say, over the past several weeks, multiple women have made serious, credible allegations against Graham Plattner. Today's statements take those allegations even further. Maine Democrat Party leadership is calling on Graham Plattner to withdraw as the nominee for U.S. Senate. Notice the key word there. They said many allegations, or whatever the term verbiage they use. Multiple women have made serious, credible allegations. Well, so why is this one? Why is this one the red line? Why is this the one where you say, okay, we've actually got a call for him to drop out this time? Let me tell you why. Because as you heard, that accuser is a liberal. 205-545-9950. When we get back on the other side, I'm going to play for you the people that allegedly vetted Graham Plattner. It was a couple that were socialist, communist. They were Democrat, Socialist of America, and they were the ones that were tasked with finding the right guy to run against Susan Collins on the Democrat ticket. And I want you to listen to an interview that they did when talking about Graham Plattner, where some of the accusations had come out, but not these accusations. But here's what I want to say before we hit the next hour. The people that endorsed him and have endorsed him through all of the things we now know about him, that was all out in the public, people like Ro Khanna, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Tim Walz, the Pod Save America losers, all these people came together to overlook everything that we had found out about Graham Plattner, to explain it all, to rationalize it all, saying now they're trying to say he wasn't vetted. He was vetted, and I'll prove that to you here in a moment. People knew all of these things, and a whole bunch of Democrats in Maine showed up, and they voted for him in the primary anyway. And a bunch of donors from around the country sent him money, even while knowing these things. So what changed? Why are they bailing on Graham Plattner now? They already signed off on the Nazi tattoo. They signed off on him being a self-described communist, somebody who's had rape fantasies he wrote about online, somebody who's been on a social media platform known as a playground for predators, and on and on and on and on and on. The list is lengthy. The difference between this accuser and the previous accusers is simply she's a liberal. It's okay for Democrats and their candidates to assault conservatives. But he broke into someone's house and apparently, according to her, raped her, and all because her politics are correct. They can now believe this woman. We are long past the believe all women giving. Now it's we can believe women as long as their politics align with us. See how that works? And that's why you'll probably see in the next few days Graham Plattner drop out.